Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's W-O-R-I-M-I, and I am going to have a look, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. I promise, this is the last reading for today. I want to have a look at the Rockland County smart elections lawsuit that's happening, and if you don't know what that's all about, what it is that voters have come forward and made declarations that they voted in Rockland County for Harris, and for whatever reason their votes were not counted. So they've gone in to the polling stations, they've voted for Harris, it's gone through the machines, and what's happened, and it's not many, I mean apparently Harris would have even lost the county, but this is really important because what's happened is that the election results that came out had stated that Harris got no votes in particular areas, none at all. And people are coming forward and saying, but I voted for her and it went through the machine, the counting machine, and blah, 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 blah. So this is a really integral case in the vote flipping that occurred. So there's a lot of discrepancies that happened in regards to the actual down ballot voting that were completely abnormal. So for example, the normal there's a normal percentage of, those who vote for someone for president and then vote for the other party down ballot, etc. But the actual statistics that came out were like 10 times more than what is statistically historically occurred. So there's some really dubious stuff going on. The Rockland County case was down for, I believe, the 22nd of September. It's been brought forward to the 29th of August. Really important, this case. This is the one that will light the fuse for these cases across the United States. But the timing is interesting. 29th of August. A lot of us are picking up that first week of September. I believe the 1st of September is the Labor Day holiday. There's an eclipse, lunar eclipse on the 7th of September, if my memory is right. My memory is like a sieve. But this is happening before that complete downfall that we're seeing. So the courts have already ordered that the information be provided, and the actual case is starting on the 29th. Oh man, this is going to be wild. It's moving forward, and it is to do with the government. Now, I've posted this multiple times in my posts section. This is some sort of the fading patriarchy energy. This is all part of the time we are in. I have posted multiple times in my post section documents that if you follow the document trail, it's not clearly laid out in the first document, but you go to the next document, that Biden had in place. Whereas if the election is proven to be falsified, stolen, manipulated to put into position those that were not, how do I put this? Those that were not actually elected to that position by the people. And I'm not just talking gerrymandering and getting rid of votes as they do in Texas. I'm talking about actual falsification and manipulation of actual votes. The military can step in, I believe, and take control. It doesn't go from the felon to Shady to little Mikey of the Little Johnson to Chuck Grassley. No, all gone. And the military can step in, I believe. And then an interim government can be formed, and then, goodness no, we are in uncharted territory at the moment. But I'm just going to put it out there. Every crisis, major crisis turning, has involved uncharted territory. The Revolutionary War, where the US fought to overthrow the monarchy and become its own country. Uncharted territory. They had to draw up papers to go forward. Well, what do we do now? Okay. And a few wise heads got together and wrote up, well, where do we go from here? Same with the Civil War. Uncharted. This is what had been for the last however many years, 90 years or whatever, generations. All of a sudden, oh, okay, this has happened. Now where do we go from here? We're in the same energy territory. Absolutely. Same with World War II, but that was more Europe-centric, where they had to divvy up World War I, they divvied up multiple empires, but in World War II they did too. The boundaries were redrawn. The Geneva Convention came into being. The International Criminal Court came into being. Uncharted territories going forward. So, and there's this collective awakening. A klaxon siren coming. So what do I need? This is changing. This will be changing territory. Now I keep getting that. When's the felon going to be out? About a week later. Poof, the regime. We feel this is just unraveling like a cheap jumper, and it is getting intense. So show me. Entertainment only for the senses. Love ya. The Rockland Country. How is this going to play out for democracy? Okay, I've got a couple of cards falling out there. How's it going to play out for democracy? Come on down. Hoo-wee. I'm almost not game. Right. The harvesting of the votes. Everything is going to be fully exposed. So the here and now. When I'm talking about elections, pentacles mean votes for me. They are there ripe for the picking. This isn't the harvesting as in the manipulation. This is the information. It's there. It's ready to go. It's challenge, exposing everything. I did ask for democracy. What's it going to do? Here's the case itself. The legal action being taken. Now, the lead of Smart Elections is a female. Bringing it. They've got it. The energy that they're in at the moment is this court case. At the moment, it's still internal because it's not started yet. It's not put out there because this is the here and now. The past, the circle of support, it's in the past, is this support for smart elections, or is this behind the scenes coming together and manipulating, as in the GOP, Heritage Foundation and Fleon? Let's see where this goes. Crowning this reading, bringing forward the information. The horse is rearing up, ready to go. The information is being brought forward. It's highly emotive information as well. I'm just going to put that out there. It's going to... Okay. Things had to happen in a certain order. The Epstein file issue, I'm not going to say there's a lot with the Epstein files. But what that has happened is it has driven a wedge and been the chink in the armor of the regime of spinning the lies. There are a lot of people to be honest, if you're like me, you're going, how do I put this? If you're like me, you're going, really? That was the issue. Like, that's been in public domain for decades, yet that was the issue that actually woke you up. It wasn't the fact of losing the jobs. It wasn't the cuts of health and social security benefits. It wasn't Doge going in and stealing your information. It wasn't all the other lies, like even going back to the lies about the birther for Obama and the lies about Hunter's laptop and the lie. It wasn't all those lies that actually pierced. There wasn't the COVID lies about, oh, take this ivermectin and she'll be hunky-dory and nobody's dying from it. Wasn't those lies. It's the Epstein lie. Like, if you're like me, you're going, really? That was the one? But it is the one. So we need to not say, told you so, how did you miss all these other ones? We just need to zip the lip and let them wake up. But that had to happen for them to now question the election. Now, can you imagine, prior to all this, if Biden had come out on the 6th and said the election was stolen, it was manipulated, we haven't worked out quite how yet, but we're not leaving. Can you have imagined the civil war that would have erupted? Because you would have then had all those that are drunk at the Kool-Aid, the MAGAs, that heavily armed, drunk at the Kool-Aid, and then all those others that were sitting on the fence go, oh my goodness, Biden's trying to bring about a coup. Can you imagine? And then they would have joined the MAGAs. Can you imagine the civil war that would have happened if at any time prior to right now this information came out? Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. This is highly emotive, and the timing of it is just perfect, spot on, because there's now this doubt, this questioning, the realization that they'd been had, and now is the time for this to come out. So I'm asking about Rockland for democracy. Okay, the immediate future. The dark money behind the scenes, but this can also be working together to bring this out into the light. They've got the information, is what I'm getting, the immediate future. The court case isn't yet, I think, 29th of August. They've got the information. It's been forged in fire, the votes. Doesn't need to be many, just 3. Who came forward. What I'm saying is it doesn't need to be many to prove this case. They're just, even if it's just 3 in this small county, because it was a county of, I think, less than 1,000 voters that came forward and declared, I voted for Harris. It went through the machine as Harris, yet there was no registration of that vote going to Harris. Doesn't take many. Been forged in fire. It's ready to go. Externally, it's a huge awakening, huge call to arms. Internally, the Temperance card. This can be one of my flipping of votes cards, because you've got here from cup to cup and back again. Hopes and fears. Well, the court case hasn't started yet. The hope is that it goes, the strength of the case takes this down the right path that it's meant to go on. The strength of information. There's the option of it always going off into the dark thicket, never to be seen again. But you've got the strength here standing on this path of light. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Sitting on the information, the shining a light on the snake in the path. And then we've got the 8 of Cups, 3 cups. The 3 cups are spilt. We've got here the lunar eclipse. and this walking forward, spilling the tea. 3, 3, 3. It may be three votes or 3 people. And there's the military moving in. And we are in with the full uncharted territory. What emotionally, what on earth way do we go forward now? The harsh truth is out there. The truth of it is being presented. We've got the Queen of Wands about information about the false victory. It's a nightmare situation, absolutely about the steal and the abuse of power and the betrayal and the win at any cost and the self-sacrifice. And there's going to be more that comes out. This is just the first case. I did ask for democracy. You've then got the King of Wands. This is action being taken, and the Ace of Wands, new elections being held. The best of democracy on the base there, underlying everything. Do not underestimate how huge this Rockland County court case is going to be. Okay. What it's going to reveal is, okay, how's this going to go for the regime? Biden on one hand and treason on the other. Or we, the people, have been betrayed. Where it's going to be, it's huge. It just feels absolutely. Are there going to be other? Yes, there is. Thank you. And then we've got here the legal and the oligarchy, or Trump himself. Legal on one side versus the behind the scenes vote Fleon, could be Fleon being the Emerald King. He's not self-made. He got his money from his father. This is the father. I was going to say, you wonder why Fleon is so riled up about the Epstein documents. Fleon's father married and had children with his stepdaughter, so Fleon's stepsister, who came into the family at the age of 2. The girl was 2 when she became Fleon's step-sibling. And she grew up, and I cannot imagine that young girl's childhood. She grew up then and married her stepfather and had children with him. It's got Woody Allen all over it. It's just, and this is why Fleon, one reason why I think Fleon might betray. He might bring forward information. Once it's undeniable, he might, because I was dreaming last night and I can't shake it, that I was in like a Willy Wonka elevator. And I'd gotten in this elevator to go down to, it was some hotel or something. I was going to go down to the restaurant on the bottom floor to have dinner. And I got in the elevator and the doors closed and it started going sideways somewhere. And Fleon was in the elevator. And my phone wouldn't work. And there were other people in there. And he was trying to give me information. I couldn't. It was wild. When I got out of the elevator, I was arrested, did not understand the language of wherever I was where they arrested me. They took me into like an interview room. I had a friend who spoke the language come in, sat with me, and as I was explaining what I had been doing there, as they were trying to charge me for something, my friend was telling me that the interpreter was not telling the truth to the investigators or prosecutors or whatever it was. It was the most bizarre dream. So then again, then I shut up and waited for the Australian embassy to come. But Fleon was integral in it. He was really integral in it, and it has a lot to do with his stepsister, his father, the abuse that he got at the hands of his father. Oh, man. When it's revealed in Rockland, is Fleon, now if you're wondering who Fleon is, he's the parasite on the back of the US taxpayer, space boy. They're trying to pay him off for his silence by awarding him a $200 million contract with the Pentagon. Is it 200 million or something for his Grok AI? Let's have a look. When this information comes out from Rockland, is Fleon going to flip? Or he's not stable, is all I can say. Okay, at the moment, in the here and now, he's hasn't chosen a way to go. I'd say because he's being paid to be silent, but the challenge is the Queen of Swords bringing forth the truth. At the foundation, secrets being revealed, hidden agendas being revealed. In the past, we've got the throwing under the bus, the infighting. This is the fallout between Fleon and the regime. Crowning this reading, we've got the naivety of the past, the gift of the past fully exposed. It's also my big yes card. Once whatever's happened is revealed, yeah, he is. Secrets being revealed, both the sun and the moon, and we've got an eclipse coming up. Externally, yeah, the secrets coming out, being revealed internally about the emperor, wannabe emperor. Hopes and fears, end of the cycle for those that had the trough and the snout, the outcome turning whistleblower, sword of truth, and bringing forward emotional information and then walking away, leaving, and there's that military coming in again, and on the base I've got presenting the truth and leaving. I do get that he's going to go to a South American country. If I keep going on the bottom, we've got that truth. We've got then be careful what you wish for. There's Fleon himself. Truth being brought forward with the Knight of Swords, and huge amounts of information about the devil, and then thinking his money's going to protect him. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Love to you all. Take care.